What's up, everybody? Welcome to God Mode. I am your host, JSO / the Wizard / the DMGM. Welcome to Behind the Screens. This is our Wednesday stream where we dive into maybe sort of some secrets, some lore, some behind the curtain stuff for our latest D&D episode, which we're currently playing on Friday nights. It is our new chaotically weird campaign, PERPLEXELLEL. We are going to be doing the third session this upcoming Friday. So we're only a few sessions in, so you should definitely check it out if you've missed any thus far. Tonight, though, we are just going to be doing some fun stuff, some interactive stuff as well for any of you who are in the chat or anything like that. I'm joined by my buddies who both play in our D&D game. I have Nick here and Kyle here, and we're just going to do maybe some light questions, maybe a little one-on-one quiz game, and then we'll do a round of Drawful if there's anybody in the chat who wants to join us. Either way, that should probably be fun for us. So what's up, gentlemen? How's the week treating you guys?
Things are good, man. You know?
Good.
Excited to be here with you. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. Getting ready for the next session. I was thinking of the questions I could ask this week, and the thing is, this is one of those tough weeks where it was like largely combat oriented last session. So there's like not a ton of role play to really go over or ask questions about. I was thinking about, so last session, you guys basically found out that you were standing on the back of a massive colossal creature, and where you thought you may be diving into a collateral reality, finding a town. It turns out this town that's in this collateral reality is actually this creature. The whole thing is called Lumpton. And so there you guys were kind of forced to figure out what's going on. Your mission, at least from the outset here, early on in our PERPLEXELLEL campaign, is to hunt down the sort of evolved form of the creature that has made up your suits, called Hexamal, who has the ability to absorb other sentient / organic matter and become more powerful, more intelligent as it does. Eventually harnessing the power. It seems like this is the only creature, the first time. So you guys in the past have run into the weird before in our D&D games. I think in both the main campaign, Weird and Wild, and maybe a little bit in Dark Frontier. I don't remember. I feel like...
No, I think you took it out of that one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, because I know for sure I took it out of Devils in the Details, because that took place in one static area.
No, I think
it...
I really can't remember triggering the Weird in Dark Frontier.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I don't think it was in there.
Even if we did or not, even if there was a case, it was probably very short-lived. Probably a lot less apparent than the other campaigns. So all part of the reason I wanted to bring it back and kind of make it the focus, the emphasis, because rolling on random tables randomly is a lot of fun. So in this instance, though, it seems like large in part, the Weird, which is our version of like a Wild Surge, has basically just been an invisible area in space that, as far as everyone knows, sort of just like statically stays in that spot and can pass through any living matter. So it doesn't matter if you build a fortress there or not, it's still gonna be in that general area. And if you trigger it by making a physical action, something crazy may happen.
We're kind of like the canonical fucking hell, what is it, the Feywild? It's just a blob that moves around in space kind of idea.
Yeah, as far as everybody knows, there's certain pockets in the Twixt plane where there's just sort of these invisible zones, these blobs, like you said, that's indetectable to any of our normal senses. And, in the main campaign, you guys only know through the crystal communicator with your geodesic ship. In any other campaign, you'd have no idea. In this case, this campaign is a little different in the sense that this is the first time where an actual creature is able to manipulate the weird, and that's your suits. So whenever you guys are triggering this in the collateral realities, it's not that you're technically in the weird, it's just your suits are the things that are triggering it because of the unnatural nature of you being in a reality that you shouldn't technically exist in, and sort of breaking down the rules of the universe. So that's why you have to watch out. That's why your suits trigger it. So that's been a lot of fun. And you guys found out that you needed to hunt down this hexamal creature on the back of the Colossus. And I started to sweat a little bit of bullets there in the beginning because there was like some talk about just immediately starting to search down on the lower end of Lumpton. And I was like, oh shit, that's where I have the in-game plan content. And so I think I had Perry mention, which I thought made the most sense to maybe go try and speak to the giant. The other thing being that Mose was going to be out this week, and she had mentioned to me offline that she wanted to talk to the giant. So I thought, well, that'd be fun be a great way to get her involved into the role play a little, to have her be able to use her extra language of giant, which she actually just naturally picked when I was going over her sheet. I was like, that'll work perfectly for this, to be able to talk to him. So you guys decided to travel up to the head of the Colossus Lumpton to try and speak to him and find out what's going on with him, see if you could try and find a easier way to navigate and find your way to this hexamal entity so that you guys can fight it, subdue it, and have your suits neutralize / absorb it. This is a tough one. I don't know that I'll go into too much details, only because you haven't left yet, but there's 3 different places you could go through in terms of reaching the top area, and you guys kind of chose to go up the spine area. And that's where I had a largely combat focused encounter set up there. Some of the other places you could go to maybe had a little bit more of like a out of combat encounter and then / potential for an encounter, but I don't want to get too deep into those, just in case for whatever reason this next campaign someone decides, hey, let's go back a different way. But maybe we can talk about that stuff next session. So yeah, you guys actually went up to Lumpton, talked to him. Turns out Domo can speak giant too, but Luke was kind enough to kind of let Mose take center stage there for a little bit and talk to Lumpton. And you found out that his big itch was the butt itch, and decided that you're going to have to head back down south in disgusting natural fashion. So one of the things, I had a lot of fun with Devils in the Details, but I feel like it was largely a relatively serious campaign. And so it feels good going back to the goofiness of this one here. Kind of goofing around a little bit. Are you guys frozen? Hello? I think the Discord video may have just froze on me. Hang on. Let me disconnect real quick. Hello? Hello? Alright, hang on. I'll be right back. Let me jump back in here. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Testing? Hello? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, we're having some technical difficulties here. Let me just drop my Discord real quick, and now I'm gonna reload it, so hang on. Just telling the chat that the cams froze. Let's pull up the Discord. What's up, babe? I like all those emotes, Nick. Alright, so let me try this again. My big fat. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh man, it is bad. What is going on? You guys want to switch to the other chat real quick?
We can do it, yeah.
Okay. Testing, testing.
Yep, got you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Discord is shitting the bed. Let me go to this right here.
Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, what are you using? Are you using OBS or NVIDIA Capture, or what are you doing?
I'm using Streamlabs for here on the stream.
Sometimes I wonder if it's like when you're manipulating your set.
Like, had zero issues with it. In the past, at least.
That could happen last week at some point.
Happened to Luke a
Friday,
couple
Wednesday.
times, right?
Yeah, it also happened to you just once, though.
Ah, man. Well, this time I'm not even messing with anything, so hopefully it doesn't freak out. What's up, Mousy?
Yo.
Hi, Mousy.
Trying to get my buddies back on here real quick.
Well, you did good by having the animated background, because now your ship is zooming through space.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going warp speed here.
I was telling Kyle to kind of let you focus on fixing it. That this is one of the things that I do not miss about doing live broadcast. There we are. We're up now.
There we go.
I do not miss this about live broadcast. Is having stuff short out and you gotta fix it on the fly.
Oh, bro, it's a fucking circus act.
I feel for you, dude. You do a great job with it.
Thank you. So basically, to catch us back where we were. What's up, Mousy? How you doing? Let's see, be lurking for a bit. Well, thank you for joining us either way. Thank you. Yeah, so I didn't want to go too deep into like the different areas you could explore and stuff like that, just in case for whatever reason if it comes up next session. But yeah, the next session you guys should be likely finishing out this first portion of the first, you know, I don't want to call it an arc, but I guess this first mission, this first excursion, if you will, before returning hopefully back to the lab in one piece. A couple of you still may have some weird effects. I think Black Star / Harper / Rue still has his third arm, and I don't think anything has happened to VYSE, at least. Have you even had to roll on the weird table?
I got a nothing happens.
Oh, I think you got a thing with a trigger. Okay. Yeah, I think you got a thing with a trigger. Sometimes I tried to limit those a lot because those are never fun, where you're just like, oh, cool, I get to roll. What happens? Nothing. You're like, oh, well, okay. So I think there may be a few on there, but they're pretty apt to trigger, and I think that one just didn't unfortunately do it.
The thing I remember about the nothing happens is all of the, what was it, this tiny elephants that ended up on the geodesic ship.
Oh yeah, oh that's right. Yeah, the tiny little elephants were a permanent fixture from like a weird thing happening, and you guys just kept them, I think.
Yeah, we kept them in a jar as pets. They're just somewhere on the ship.
That's weird. That's weird.
I always just assume the nothing happens is like a trap is set somewhere in the encounter. It's gonna spring on us at any point.
It usually means, hey, next time the player does this, trigger this, is what that means. So, but yeah, so I think you've largely avoided the weirdness, which may be good or bad. The thing is, this time, not the weird effects. Just so everybody knows, not all of the weird effects are bad for the players. Like in Harper's situation, having that third arm, you can technically equip another item if you wanted to. So there's some advantages and disadvantages, even as the sort of danger tiers of your suits as your weird pressure builds. There could be good benefits from you all essentially rolling on those higher tables, but if you roll for a bad effect, then it's going to be pretty detrimental to maybe you and the whole party involved. What's up, Hope? How you doing? This is our behind the screens. This is like our version of Talking Dead, where we're just kind of shooting the shit, going over what happened in our previous session, this being for our new campaign, PERPLEXELLEL. How you doing, Hope? So yeah, other than that, there was a large portion of combat that happened last session, so I don't really have too many questions. Did you guys have any questions or anything for me before we move on to our quiz game?
What originally gave you the idea to have the on the shoulders of giants encounter for the first, I don't know, deployment, walkabout, however you're considering these excursions? Do you have like a bunch of them lined up that you want to do and you just kind of pick which one goes first, or?
I have like just a pail of stupid ideas that I've been kicking around that I always try to like. I have ideas loaded, and then I just find a good situation to plug them into. So there is a couple sort of like one-off ideas I had way back even for our Weird and Wild campaign that I'm like, that would be a really fun sort of just like 1 or 2 session goofy adventure. And you know, for whatever reason, I think especially because towards the end of season 2, like the big arc of the story was picking up, so it was becoming more serial and less just sort of like individual episodes. And so a couple of those ideas that I didn't get to use, I'm like, well, this is maybe a good situation where I can spot them in here, or, you know, something like that. That whole Dark Frontier mission where you guys went to the planet with the werewolves and stuff like that, that's an idea I've been waiting to do for a long time. Was just the idea of like, it was originally just going to be you guys going to a planet and there's a person in jail who everyone thinks is a vampire, and it was going to be surprise, everyone in the town is actually a vampire and they're the only real human. And then when the time came, I was like, well, let me use that premise, but let me change it and adapt it so it makes a little bit more sense for the story. Hope says, a pail of stupid ideas. Yeah, that's essentially what I just a bunch of really dumb. It's usually, I told everyone before we even started playing D&D years ago that it's just basically a series of movie ripoffs that I do. That whole desert adventure early on in our campaign was just a ripoff of Tremors, and we did an Aliens episode with the Slod, them doing chest burster stuff. I have one coming up that's very apt that we'll probably break into maybe at the end of this session, but definitely next week. The week after this one, we'll dive into that one. You guys should have fun with that. But so for this one with the back of the Colossus, this is one I've been wanting to do for a long time because I'm always looking through like the old Spelljammer PDFs and supplement stuff. And that was one of the adventures from the Space Layers supplement, was it actually was a map of the back of a Colossus. And the players would go and explore it, and I thought, like, what a fun, just super weird adventure map to explore. Not like a forest or like a swampy marsh or anything. It's just the back of a giant... Like, this is as Spelljammer and as goofy as it could get. So I've always wanted to do that. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, well, this should be like... If I'm going to do this, it should be a big thing. So I should probably actually commission a map to be drawn so everyone... We do Theater of the Mind more than we used to, but I feel like it's still fun to give you guys as much visuals as I can. So I had the map commissioned, and then I was like, well, holy shit, that was super expensive. This may well be the premiere to surprise all my players so that I can hook them all in at the end of the first episode. They'll get this huge reveal on this really cool map that they can go and explore different areas on. So that was the idea behind that.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the very, like you said, very much a departure from the more serious devil in the details.
Yeah. This is definitely, there's going to be some overarching story to this campaign, absolutely. But you know, it's definitely going to be a little goofier, a little wackier than Devils in the Details. Kind of a little bit of a tonal shift there. So, Lumpton, yeah, oh Lumpton. Yeah, I had to go to the person I commissioned and be like, look, I want to base it off this old Spelljammer map that I've screenshotted here. The only thing is, like, you just added like a big ass crack to the map. Can you do that? And they're like, sure. I was like, all right, cool.
Don't truck to this.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun, kind of adapting that old adventure. I think that old adventure plays a little bit differently than this one, obviously, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so this upcoming session will have you guys probably beginning to tread back down south, way south, to deal with hopefully the threat that you've been hunting for this whole time. Yeah, Hope, we have a whole unique map set on the back of a massive colossus creature. That's been a lot of fun to explore. So now I think that's it for most of our sort of beginning questions. So behind the screens we do some player / breakdown of the session, player and DM questions, and then from there we move on to our quiz show. That's why I always like to try and get 2 or more people on here, because it's always fun to do this. And then if you're still around, Hope, and want to hang out, we'll do some D&D Drawful that will include terms from our most recent episode of D&D / our PERPLEXELLEL campaign. So Hope says it's such a cool map, at least the parts I've seen. Yeah, I've tried to post a couple pictures of it because it's massive. It's like, it's huge. I think Patreon members get a physical version of it that, as far as I know, is like 16 inches big. So if you want some cool physical D&D merch, go check that out. I'll slap that link here in the chat. Yeah, you could, if you're a Patreon member at one of the higher tiers, to be able to get all that loot, you can just, if you play D&D with your friends, just meet up with them one night and be like, all right, you guys are exploring this tonight, and just roll it out and see what their expressions are when they see the butt crack of a creature. So let's dive into How's Those Notes, our quiz show. Hopefully you guys have been taking good notes, although at least for entertainment's sake, I hope not too good, so that we can have some back and forth. Basically how this works, Nick, I kind of have the rules set in stone. I'll just go left and right. I'll start on my screen here. I'll start with you, Nick, and we'll go over to Kyle next. And if you can guess the answer right, some questions have multiple choice, some don't. Whoever can answer correctly, when you're asked the question, you have 1 minute. If you can answer correctly within 1 minute, you're going to get 2 points. And if you either guess incorrectly or can't guess within that 1 minute, you don't get any points. It moves over to the other person who has an opportunity to steal. And if they're able to guess correctly within 1 minute, they steal a point from your total. So they gain a point, you lose a point. And then the final question of our questionnaire here for Has Those Notes is worth 3 points. If you can steal, you steal 2 points worth. So just kind of like a final bonus if someone's maybe like close but not exactly there to beating the other person. So let's go ahead and start here. I'm going to pull some notes up here so I can personally keep a tally, because I'm always asking you guys to try and do it for me, but I'm going to try and do it this time here. So let me just scroll down here. All right. So we got Nick and we got Kyle. Also, chat, Hope, babe, if you got any questions for me in terms of our game or just any situations the players have run in, this is as much a questionnaire and behind the screens for you guys too. So make sure and just hit me up if you have any questions. What's up, Tiberius? It's been a while. How you been, buddy?
Hey, man.
All right, let's start the quiz show. This first question goes to Nick. Here we go. Nick, Perry mentions he worked on a farm owned by his, and this is multiple choice, was it his father, his grandfather, or his uncle?
I'm going to say grandfather.
Grandfather, final answer?
Final answer.
That is incorrect. That means the question goes over to Kyle for an opportunity to steal. Kyle, Perry mentions he worked on a farm owned by his what? Is it father or uncle?
This is uncle.
Uncle, final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Good job. Now you'll get a point, Kyle. Nick, you haven't been placed on the board yet, so you're not like at negative or anything. You're still at 0.
Thank you.
Let's see here. You've been doing
Steal
good.
you into the shadow zone.
yeah. We just banned Nick off of the chat. Into the shadow realm.
You have to freeze frame and rotate.
yeah, that's the effects I need, like on demand here. All right, we move over to Kyle for the official question number 2. How did Perry end up on Lumpton?
He crashed his spaceship. He was swatted down by Lumpkin.
Yes, that's correct. 2 points for you. He was on a spelljammer ferrying him from his homeworld to another place, looking for adventures so that he can make his mark on the world, becoming an adventurer / survivalist. And as you pointed out, Lumpton maybe mistook the spelljammer for some type of creature, bird, or insect and swatted the thing down. And now Perry the Gnome finds himself trapped on the back of the Colossus, but he's not doing all that bad. He actually kind of likes it. We move back over to you, Nick. This is going to be 7 questions apiece for each of you, so 14 total. So just remember, and I'll remind you when we get to the 7th. The 7th one will be that one that counts for 3 points apiece. Nick, question number 3, and this is a multiple choice question. The forest area on Lumpton was called what? Was it the shaded forest, the bladed forest, or the abated forest?
Go with the bladed forest.
Bladed forest, final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. It was on the shoulder blades, and that's why it's the bladed forest. That puts us at question number 4. Kyle, who was the first person to trigger the weird last session?
Oh. MUSA? Was MUSA or Flash? I feel like, was it you? I rounded it down to half of the party. Let's see. I think it was MUSA.
MUSA, final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect, unfortunately. Question goes over to Nick for an opportunity to steal. Nick, who was the first person to trigger the weird last session?
MUSA would have been my pick. I'm trying to think who was on the top of the order, because it happened pretty quick. Was it 6?
6, final answer?
Yeah.
That is also incorrect. Surprisingly enough, it was Domo.
That was my third guess.
Yeah, I thought the same thing as you guys, but sometimes to find some of these questions, I'll dig back into the chat in the video, and it was Domo who triggered it first.
It's a crossbow crit?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, early on in the battle, you're right. All right. No correct answer there, but also no steal. So we move on to question number 5. So that's Nick, Kyle. Nick, your question number 5. The party decided to head north, traveling through what area? What was the name of the area, more specifically?
What about the Spinal Ridge?
Spinal Ridge, final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. It was the Spinal Ridge. Good job.
Because I don't have another guess.
I was like, some of these I'm just gonna I'll do multiple choice for some of these, and some of these I'm just gonna leave them a little tough. So I'm glad you guys got that. That's cool. Gotta take off for dinner. Yeah, no problem, Hope. Thank you for stopping in. It was nice to have you. Question number 6. And this one is for you, Kyle, and it's also multiple choice. The slime Tally discovered at Spinal Ridge came from what creature? And if you need me to post these in the chat, I will. Was it the carcass escargot, the bone whelk, or the dread snail?
It's the bone whelk.
Bone whelk, final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. The bone whelk was that snail-like creature that left behind that nasty trail of goo. Nick, question number 7, halfway through. Which character became grappled by the bone whelk?
VYSE?
VYSE, final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. We move over to Kyle for an opportunity to steal. Kyle, which character became grappled by the bone whelk? You know it's not VYSE.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I was thinking of the other thing.
Oh, those nasty, creepy, crawly creatures.
Was it Flash? Gnasher?
Gnasher, final answer?
Yeah.
That is also incorrect. It was Tally who became grappled by the sticky adhesive of the bone whelk when it went to bite at her.
Right.
In wolf form, yeah.
In wolf form, yep.
Dang.
Let's see here. That is question number 7. We move over to Kyle for the next question here. Kyle, question number 8. Which character grew a size larger?
6 grew to 3 sizes that day.
6 final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. It was 6 who grew a size larger. I think that was through the weird, at least the first. Very good. We move on to Nick. Question number 9. How many enemies took a snooze from Gnasher's sleep spell?
2.
2 final answer?
2 final answer.
That is correct. It was the bone whelk and then one of those nasty little critters that was never fully identified.
That he got 1 amazes me.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool to see the sleep spell actually work.
It's a fun spell, but it's so garbage.
Well, I think he was smart that he deployed it like, kind of mid to late combat where he knew some of the creatures probably were lower on HP. So I think that was probably what really helped. So let's see here. All right. Very good. We move over to Kyle for question number 10. Kind of rounding into the last of the questions here. This is multiple choice, Kyle. How many wild surges were triggered last session? Was it 2, 3, or 4 times?
I think I did. Let's say MUSA, or 6 did. Was it 2, 3, or 4?
2, 3, or 4.
Piss. I ended up in the middle. I'm gonna go with 3.
3 final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Woo.
There were 3 wild surges triggered, not weird surges. That came from our 2 players who just have completely independent surge tables from the campaign itself. So it's gonna get too stupid real soon.
Yo, dog, we heard you like surges. Put surges in your surges so you can surge while you surge.
Yeah. Nick, question number 11. How many creatures were killed during combat last session?
I'm going to say 5 and 2 retreated.
5 final answer?
5 final answer.
That is correct. It was 5. Good job.
Yeah, because there were 4, and then we had the little chest burster thing pop out.
Damn. Even I had to go look at that one. I was like, how many?
I pay attention, I promise.
Hey, look, that's cool. As a DM, that makes me feel great. Kyle, this is last question before we break into the final 2. So this is question number 12. Gnasher used what spell to help heal Lumpton's back?
Aura of Vitality. It was one that Obi's had.
Oh, nice. Aura Vitality.
Yep.
Locked in. That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty strong spell, right? If you guys are just like
Amazingly
resting.
Strong spell, especially out of combat. It's much better out of combat.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, final 2 questions now. These are both worth 3 points apiece. If you miss and your opponent guesses correctly, they steal 2. Current score is Nick at 8, Kyle at 11. So you have the opportunity, Nick, to square things up and maybe even steal if you're lucky. So here we go. Final 2 questions. Nick, starting off with you. Question number 13. Your final question is, Tally spoke with Lumpton using what language?
Giant.
Giant final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. Puts you at 11. And then moving back over to Kyle. Final question for you. Question number 14. Tally used her wild shape to turn into what?
Direwolf.
Direwolf final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Good job.
Like a wolf, but dire.
I helped her remember which one it is.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Okay, maybe they'll forget. I'll throw it to the back. Very good. That puts the final tally with Nick at 11, Kyle at 14. Good job, guys. You did good. I'm proud of you.
Reigning champ.
You remembered more than I did. I had to scrub back through the episode and look at some notes. I'm also doing so much crap in the background with all like the monsters and stuff that sometimes I got to go back and look and see what's going on.
Keeping up is enough for you sometimes. That's
oh man, yeah, it's crazy. Like I go back and I'm like, man, that was a really funny moment between these 2 characters, and I kind of missed it because I was just trying to like prep what's gonna come next or put this token in the right place. It's crazy. So you guys up for a little round of Drawful?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sure. Haven't played Drawful in a while.
Oh yeah, I don't think Nick has played with us, at least in a while, on Drawful on here. Also, for any of you out there who have a phone and you live in 2021, or at least, like 2010 and beyond, just grab your phone. All you got to do to play along with us is access the internet with your phone to go to the website. And I will make sure and post that up on the screen. Let me go ahead and get this going, though. And I'm going to move over to my bonus action screen so I can put this up there really quickly. Let's see. Let's do this one here. Drawful. And that should pop up here in just a second. Any second now. I'm sure it'll just pop right on up there. Maybe I gotta get rid of these other windows here. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in real quick here. I'm going to go make my own. Nobody look at the stream real quick. Matter of fact, I'll just turn it off real quick so I can just get it loaded up. Let's see here. Oh, this sneaky son of a gun.
I'm not going to look so hard that I'm going to refill my cup. I'll be right back.
All right. Let me see. Is it Stream Raiders? Is that the one? Okay. I'm going to turn this off real quick just so I can get loaded in. Let me go to jackbox.tv. VZSV. God mode. We're doing PERPLEXELLEL. Alright, I'm putting it up on the screen now. Come hang out with us. All you gotta do is go to jackbox.tv. You can see it up at the top. I want everybody in the chat to come join us. Anybody lurking, come play with us. It'll be a lot of fun. Go to jackbox.tv and you're going to punch in the code HNUT and maybe No Nut November. But over here we're doing HNUT. And then
Ready?
draw. Yep. You can pop in and draw a picture of yourself. What's up, Tiberius? Always getting on the action. All of these terms for our Drawful games here on Behind the Screens are terms that may be just general D&D terms, but are likely going to be specific terms from our most previous session of D&D. So if you've been watching our D&D games, all the better, because you're going to understand what some of these terms mean more so than some others. But even if you don't, you can still just draw some goofy stuff and have fun with us. I say the more the merrier.
You want us to jump on stream, or are you gonna share it in Discord?
Oh, let me, good idea. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on Discord so there's just no delay for you guys.
Chip, thank you.
There we go. Tiberius is in here. Anybody else who wants to pop in, get in now. I think Mousy was here, but she may be lurking. But if you're around, Mousy, I'd love to have you pop in. Hope, I know, had to leave for dinner. But if you get back at any point, Hope, you'll see us playing and jump in. And then if Tisa's out there somewhere, she needs to come and join us.
I cannot draw my character yet, but I will eventually.
I keep using my phone. I guess you can use a computer apparently, which I keep being told. So I guess you could use desktop to draw, but I just keep using my phone. So yeah, anything I draw is usually shit, because trying to use your finger to like pinpoint draw on your phone is not easy. It's almost...
I've always used mouse. I've always done it from Chrome on my browser, on my computer.
It's almost more fun to do it from a phone, just because it looks so gross. Jesus says, I can't play while I watch on my phone. Well, babe, next Wednesday, actually, you could turn the computer on now if you wanted to. Open the internet up and play on the internet from the PC. Just turn on the computer. I think it's already on. And then go to jackbox.tv and punch this code in. If you're going to do it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll play with everybody here. But you can join in if you want. Look at that, Harper. How cute. Did you do that
That's
from...
awesome.
Yeah.
Is that... Are you doing it from desktop, Kyle?
Yeah, with mouse.
Oh, see, that's sick. I'll have to do that sometime. Nope, I want to watch. All right, well, next week, I'll turn on the computer for you so that you can come join us. That way you can still watch from the phone but play on the computer. We got the computer set up out in the living room because she's been enjoying some MTG Arena.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, I think that's going to be everyone. Tiberius is here, Nick is here, Kyle's here, and I'm here. Let's dive in.
2, 1.
Drawing my onion gorilla.
Hey, it's Drawful time. All right, all
You always
right,
bring 'em
all
back.
right, all right.
It doesn't make
That's when
sense.
I'll write for each of the 4 of you.
All
Let's
right,
get
all
away
right,
from
all
this
right.
menu screen, huh? Okay, I've sent a prompt to each of your devices. Something kind of hard to draw, like botulism or some other weird thing that I can't think of an example of right now. Draw a
Botulism
picture on your
easy to
device
draw.
that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. You'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title, so get to it. If you're still watching, wishing you could somehow play along, you can still join the audience by going to jackbox.tv and entering this room.
I don't know if this is going to make any sense. Tisa says she's been whooping that MTG ass. She's been doing pretty good. She's been climbing the historic ladder, which is no small task.
Historic feat.
Some of these terms may be broad, some of them may be specific
Drawings.
to a
Some
session.
of them are a total mess.
We'll see.
I love it. Let's see the first piece of art.
It's a good job on historic. I never made the jump over there. Just
Now,
constantly play
use your device to type in whatever the heck
standard
the prompt
block
of
and
this
get
drawing
frustrated
should
when all my stuff rotates.
Hello!
Tiberius knows. Look at him. Look at that smiling little cat slash devil man slash dog man.
Hey. And here are your choices. One of them is the real title.
Oh, got it.
Hello!
That's funny.
And here are your picks.
Hello!
No, sir. Ba-ding.
Good job.
Cha-ching.
I'll turn the chat box on if anybody wants to pop in.
Let's take a look at our next drawing. Type in a title now. And here are your choices. And here are your picks.
Terraform. Good job, Nick.
Ba-ding.
I typed in the answer.
Sorry.
He says magic hand seedling.
Magic hand seedling.
Egg seeds. Old Earth. Gotcha.
Mold Earth. Look, I don't know. How do you draw dirt?
Cool.
And now,
Mounds of weird
this
shaped
drawing.
stuff with a stick.
Hello!
Stank bird. See, this is why you need to join us. Stank bird.
Here are your choices.
Turkey.
Hello!
Let's see what people picked.
It was a really funny effect that happened.
Everyone got tempted to take a bite. A delicious wild turkey. Good job, Tiberius. That's a pretty well done turkey.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
I like its sassy little way.
Ba-ding.
Yeah. He says thank you.
Type in a convincing title now.
Hello!
Hurry up.
Lady grass
Okay,
dance.
Here are your choices.
Pretty woman.
25. 20.
Hello.
I've forgotten my own terms.
15.
Carnivore used Mega Drain.
Oh no.
Dang.
I was this close to Britain
And
finding
here are
the
your
happy
picks.
trail, but I,
Oh no.
I don't know.
Ding.
Good guess, Tiberius. It may as well be.
oops.
Good job, Nick.
Ding. Ding.
Is that grass below her?
Cha-ching.
Grass or like growth,
Oh,
little
okay.
whooshes, or
Okay.
I don't.
This motion.
Couldn't figure out how to do it without drawing arrows, which was kind of.
Your next round of drawing prompts are ready to go.
Oh no.
Hello.
We'll see how that does. Also, in the ranking system, I don't count. I know the answer. It's most of them.
Big qualifier. Most of them. Or most of
Most of some of them, I'm just as curious as you all are.
feeling that thumb on the back of my neck. Oh boy. Start panicking.
Uh-oh. Only 30 seconds left to finish your drawing. Maybe
Tiberius
just
is in.
hit send now so you don't take too long and miss your
Oh
chance.
boy.
Ding. Ding.
What do these little pencils remind me of?
Ding. Ding.
Mr. Caterpillar?
Yeah.
Whoop. Whoop.
The Mr. Happy, Mr. Nice, like
Oh, yeah.
it's the little face,
take a
the
look
little
at
Miss,
this.
Mr. Men.
Mr.
Those were cute.
Put in your
Yo, look at this guy.
I pooped myself trying to come up with every part of it, but we did it. I feel like a nailed
Hello.
every part is represented.
And here are your choices.
What is this, Tisa?
25. 20.
Hello.
Okay, who picked what?
Hello.
Sorry, Tiberius.
Ding.
I led you astray. She says I got nothing for this one.
Ah, it was perfect.
Dirty Gnome Farmer. Well done.
3. Ding.
Yeah, like that.
Alright, what we got next?
All right.
What?
35.
Mm.
30. 25. 20.
Hello.
15.
And here are your choices.
Hello.
Zombie finger. Oh, I can kind of see it. Maybe it got clipped off, but
Let's see
somebody
what people
reattached it. That's a cute one. The colossal finger. Good job, Tiberius. I got scared for a second. Parasite worm.
Speak. Ding.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it what? It's a finger.
Up next.
Oh, this is cute.
35. 30. 25. 20.
Hello.
I thought of a god pointing. Hey, that's good inspiration, Tiberius. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
That's what I was trying to
serious.
match it
I'm
with. I
up.
was like, did we interact with God? What happened?
5.
I mean,
Oh,
that's how I
almost.
picture it. His big old finger
Okay,
coming down from
here are your
above.
choices.
Hello.
25. 20.
And here are your picks.
Good job, everybody.
Good job, Nick.
Couldn't figure out how to draw her hair, but
She is pretty probably hard to draw with like having a 2-color palette to work with.
yeah. But I knew she had like the full-on visor, glasses.
Pulled up at the top, Nick.
Enter your titles now.
Do it.
35. 30. 25. 20. 15.
Come on, typing time is almost up.
5.
Oh no.
Here are your choices.
25.
And here are your picks.
Oh, you got God. Oh no.
He got him.
Fire.
Hello.
Fireball.
Said I cast fireball.
Fireball.
I wanted to see Perry crash so much. I just had to make it true.
Hello.
That was my little Gnasher down in the corner.
Yeah.
Good job, Nick. What's the cat doing here?
Oh, the
Good
cat
job,
paw.
Kyle. Good job, Tiberius. That was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you.
So I won't play the other one.
I think that's it for this week. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys. That was a ton of fun.
Man.
We do this every Wednesday behind the screens. You can get a little insight into our previous session of D&D, and then we play a fun quiz game and then a little bit of Drawful here that's viewer interactive. So thank you so much, Tiberius, for helping out. I appreciate you playing with us. Speaking of interaction, you can interact with us every Friday night when we play D&D. As you're watching, like right now, Tiberius, you are building up your Twitch channel points. Check those out right down to the bottom left of the chat. See all the cool rewards that you can buy. If you have any questions, make sure and ask. Otherwise, Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to come back with a new session of our D&D session that we talked about this stream. It is our new campaign called PERPLEXELLEL, a chaotically weird but interactive stream that you can be a part of. We've had a lot of fun rolling on those weird tables, especially when some of the people in the chat have been doing the volatile weird, doubling the chances that we roll on there. So it's been a lot of fun. So make sure and stop by, be a part of that. I know this is one of the shorter streams, but let's just kind of hang out for an hour and a half or so and just goof around. So I really appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm going to do my spiel real quick, and then I'll come back to you guys in just a second. So let me just go ahead and mute myself so you don't have to hear me do my spiel. But yeah, thank you everybody. I really appreciate it. If you have not already, make sure and go check out the Twitter. It's where I do the latest up-to-date news. You can see my schedule as well as whatever else I'm doing, any of my stupid comments or giveaways, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And if you missed any of our sessions of D&D, you can make sure and check those out over here on the VODs on Twitch. Or if you would prefer, you can go check them out over on the YouTubes. I'm posting that in the chat as well. Get caught up to date with the latest session of PERPLEXELLEL before the new one happens this Friday. We just released the public episode yesterday of session 2 for everyone to watch. If you want to make sure and watch them on YouTube, like early, a day after they premiere on YouTube, make sure and go check out the Patreon. If you're a Patreon member at the $5 tier and above, you can get access to the YouTube episodes as early as mid-Saturday. Check those out. It's quite a few days ahead of the public release that happens on Tuesdays. There's also really cool physical merch on there and all kinds of other cool digital benefits, so make sure to go check that out. It's a whole lot of fun, and it really helps support the channel so I can keep doing really cool stuff like custom art and maps for our D&D games to really give things flavor instead of just staring at a whole bunch of faces the entire night. I like to give a little visual for everyone as well. I got an Instagram, and if you want to grab some merch that's not related to the Patreon, like if you don't want to be a Patreon member but you still want to support and grab some merch, make sure and go check out the God Mode shop. That's GOWDMODE.shop. Go check that out. There's all kinds of cool stuff. There's wizard tees. Nick was wearing a wizard hoodie. But there's wizard tees, all kinds of fun stuff that you can find over there. That's both God Mode, excuse me, God Mode and D&D related from D&D streams. Make sure and go check that stuff out. That is it for tonight. I know we didn't stream very long, but sometimes it's just fun to come by and have some quick fun with everybody and then call it. But yeah, make sure and join us Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to come back with some more D&D. That'll go for three or so hours. We'll play and have fun. You can see the story continue. And then come back Monday after the weekend. I'm going to be diving back into some Darkest Dungeons 2. I just started. I'm holding up 3 fingers. 2. I just started Monday. And it's very addictive and very fun. The gameplay loop is super rewarding, so I'm excited to see if I can actually face the dungeon next Monday as we continue playing that. So make sure and go check that out. I stream every Monday and Wednesdays, and maybe other days here and there, but for now, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. With some holiday stuff coming up, you may see an extra stream here and there. Who knows? We'll see. But in the meantime, be safe, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Drink plenty of water. Stretch your legs. Don't get COVID. I'll see you all Friday. Goodbye, everybody.
Now let's look at another one of these. This is where we go into the Dungeon Master's Guide. Who is the Dungeon Master?
Well, the Dungeon Master is a person who plays God in the game. And he controls all the situations. In fact, the books tell him that he is the God of the game. And he controls the situations in the game, controls the way the players are moving through the dungeons, and then if he doesn't like someone, he can play pretty much against them.
Do you think parents are aware that when the children play the game that demon spirits are involved?
I do not think that many parents are aware of what's inside the game. In fact, in my presentation, I show many pictures from the inside the books just to show the images of this game. I mean, the gruesomeness of this game and the occult link to it.
Well, I know that when I did my message, and this has happened, I have letter after letter where people took the pieces. Now, there's 6s involved in the pieces of the game, but they take the pieces of the game, they would throw them in the incinerator or the fireplace, and screams would come out because there seemed to be some kind of spiritual forces inhabiting those pieces, and children would drop out of life. They didn't want to study anymore. What are the pieces, for instance?
Well, this game affects the most intelligent of our children. And the pieces include white witches, wizards, necromancers, the clerics, that type of thing. It includes evil wizards. It's a white versus black witchcraft. The good versus evil is white versus black witchcraft. And Anton LaVey, the writer of the Satanist Bible, says there is no such thing as white witchcraft.
Well, being a Satan worshiper, he should know.
Yeah, he should know.